So this video is about Mitsubishi and Japan and Japanese culture. If you know Japan, you'll know that companies, the big corporations, for example Seiko, known for producing cheap watches that are not long-term watches for servicing and polishing and looking after. Seiko also produces high-end watches. It's the same company, but they produce high-end watches. Daewoo produces TVs, so you might have a Daewoo, piece of television. Daewoo produce cars. They also produce assault rifles. And I know what you're going to say. Daewoo is Korean. It's very similar. Korea sort of copied Japan in that way. If you know about Mitsubishi, you'll know who they're run by. In 2003, the board of directors of Mitsubishi faced a hostile takeover by Yakuza. The Yakuza are Japanese mafia. They are nothing to be respected. I know that there's a video game called Yakuza. They are not the old samurai. They are criminals. Yakuza are criminal dirtbags. And if there are Yakuza watching this, my message to the Japanese people is of peace. My message to the Yakuza is not of peace, it is of hostility. I despise Yakuza because they executed with a katana one of the board of directors of Mitsubishi who refused to go along and would not go along with the hostile takeover. His body was found. That's the way that Yakuza do things. They don't have guns. They don't typically. Well, they do, but they prefer samurai swords because it's quiet and people fear it more. Whatever. Since 2003, Mitsubishi has grown into a bigger company. You'll notice in the West there are a lot of extraction units for ventilation. The British government, they get the contracts to use Mitsubishi product, and by default Britain is funding Yakuza. It's disgusting. The Yakuza, some of what they do might seem impressive. There was a grenade attack against a judge. Seems very much like the cartels of Mexico, but where it differs is that the Yakuza are obedient to the state. It might not appear it because there are different factions. I'm not stupid, I do know how mafia work. But I just thought this video might be of interest to anyone who likes Japanese culture and might like Mitsubishi cars. I know Mitsubishi changed. I'm aware that they went from, the 90s Mitsubishi cars are not the same thing as the modern ones. But just something of interest, because whether it's Yakuza, whether it's the Triads, whether it's Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, the CJNG, they're dirtbags. Don't get me wrong, El Chapo's cartel, his one was more peaceful. He wasn't as murderous. But these mafias are a parasite and a pest, because when you have a government that wants to turf people off their land and they can't do it with soldiers or they can't do it with police, they send the mafia. They send Yakuza. They send the Triads. It's well known, it's known among people who know this, that the Triads, despite being a criminal group in China, they do the dirty work of the CCP. They were helping to attack protesters, the 2019 protesters going against the CCP. So it's the same thing as Mexico. CJNG, they're known for avocado farming. Like, they have that land, they're avocado farmers, that's some of them. Okay, cool. But CJNG is also known for protecting the Pemex, which is Petróleo Mexicano, Mexican Petroleum. They were protecting against another group called Cartel Santa Rosa de Lima, the CSRL. Just something to learn about how the world really works. mafia are filth. Same thing for those Sicilian people. Those Sicilian people that they dearly can't refuse, talking with the hands, Yeah, those people are working for Vatican, they're working for the Masons in Italy, repugnant people. Most of those mafia are inbred. If you look at how they look, they're disgusting. They look horrible. Most of them don't know how to run businesses. That's why they run rackets. They don't know how to do that. They wouldn't know how to do honourable work. You know, they could just open a bakery and serve people bread. It's disgusting. Anyway, that's not what it's about. This video is about Yakuza.